Voice of Change News.
This is Voice of Change Radio, the news read by Amanda Kumalo. A quick look at stories making the headlines. President to open junior parliament. In business news, President slams Innscor pricing system. In regional news, Minister Mutsvangwa invites Indian investors to Zimbabwe media space. In sports news, athletes are ready for Econet Vic Falls Marathon. The news in detail. President Mnangagwa will officiate at the opening of the 31st Junior Parliament of Zimbabwe and the International Day of the African Child during a ceremony at the City Sports Stadium today. June 16 has been celebrated annually since 1991, when it was first initiated by the Organization of African Union, now the African Union. Newly elected child president for the junior parliament, Nephew Mavu of Goromonza High School, will take over from Unati Nyoni, whose tenure ends on the opening of today's session of the Children's Parliament. In a statement yesterday, the Zimbabwe Youth Council said all was set for the event. Moving on to business news. President Mnangagwa yesterday singled out a diversified conglomerate Innscor as one of the businesses that has been unjustifiably raising prices of basic commodities such as bread, leading to the suffering of ordinary people. Addressing thousands of people, that included ZANU-PF supporters, during an event to commission Chivu Dam, President Mnangagwa said government will support the food production value chain through establishment of rural industrial centers to deal with unscrupulous businesses that were ripping off consumers such as Innscor. He said people should strive to produce at least 10 tons of wheat per hectare so as to maintain food self-sufficiency. President Mnangagwa said with the country attaining self-sufficiency, days of unscrupulous businesses are numbered. Businesses have in the past weeks been hiking prices of basic commodities, a development that has caused untold suffering to ordinary people. In news beyond our borders, Indian companies should consider taking up the various investment opportunities that exist in the Zimbabwean media landscape, including the supply of transmitters, setting up newsprint plans, and the digitization program. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Monica Mutsvangwa said yesterday. She was speaking during a side event at the ongoing 18th edition of the Confederation of India Industry Exim Bank Conclave. The event was held under the topic Partnering on Technology to Enable Digital Transformation and was addressed by a number of panelists drawn from India and some African countries. And finally, in sports news, tourism players and top athletes say they are ready for this year's edition of the Econet Victoria Falls Marathon to be held on July 2 in the picturesque resort town. Established in 2006, the event has grown to become one of Africa's top marathons, drawing thousands of local and international runners into the country while firmly establishing Zimbabwe on the global running calendar. Last year, more than 4,500 athletes from several countries from around the world, including from Australia, New Zealand, Britain, the United States and South Africa, were among those that participated in the marathon. That brings us to the end of this bulletin.
Voice of Change News.